The Dhamma friends. Today is the second day in our retreat. We are going to take time for the question and answer session for the second time. Today also we will start with the written questions. We will invite Vincent to present already written questions, please.
No, sir. The first question. First one, Venerable Bhante, during my walking meditation, I was seeing the cessation of each step. After some time, my mind was seeing the present moment of each step, and it brought great joy, peace, and I saw the constant nature of the present moment. This experience is very different to when I reach the infinite space during sitting meditation. I humbly request your advice and guidance on this matter.
You can say two facets of the same thing, but when you mature into, when you furthering into this infinite space as well as familiarizing this cessation, ultimately going into the same situation. So with confidence you have to master the situation, season the situation, familiarize the situation, so they know where to live. So at the beginning it appears like two different things, but when the cessation becomes like a flux, like very dynamic, very immediate, very active, it's also just ultimately become like emptiness or vastness or something like end, a dead end line. So therefore, still you see cessation of patches, cessation of some lumps. They are not granulated yet. More and more you see, it is not the cessation of right leg and left leg. Within the right leg so-called more action, there are 1,001 little actions. And at each and every episode, each and every action, cessation is there. So now you see the cross area as like patches or like heaps. More you become vigilant, more you become diligent, more you become immediate with the phenomena, they going into pieces. And each and every piece has its own intrinsic cessation, and that means everywhere you see, then it cannot be confined to walking. It is everywhere. It becomes walking because still your mind is in the stereotype form, the mind is in the confined form for that walking, or you recognize it walking. Once you go on master season, you find everywhere, more you cut into pieces, faster the flux, faster the cessation part. So you are gathering the momentum. You have to go further. When you go there, that's also ending up with the kind of infinite situation or vastness.
Venerable Sir, I have been practicing Anapana Bhavana for a while. Few times I experienced sudden noise, fear and crash. Since then, I am struggling to get back to Anapana Bhavana. Now I am stuck in Samatha most of the time. Can you kindly help guide me back to Anapana Bhavana? Metta to you and all.
Only one sentence I would like to get clarification. I am now with Samatha. What does it mean? Do you change the gear into Samatha, or naturally it goes there? And what does it mean? What do you mean by Samatha? That has to be defined, then balance can be tackled. The person who has written can give little furtherance, little bit of further information regarding this Samatha, then it will be there.
It's naturally goes to the Samatha.
What do you mean by Samatha?
And stay in one place. The mind is in one still in one place.
With one object.
Yes.
So at that time, what is the object you take?
It's difficult to say, but I feel that I'm in one place. Mind is not moving, but not carrying on with other thoughts. There's no thoughts. There's
When
very
you say
emptiness.
that you know mindfulness is there but no object, so under such situation, it is rather it is with vipassana. Because samatha is always taking a tangible object, concrete object, anapanasati, and the absence of the anapanasati, something like that. Maybe you have to go further, you have to go explore further. If you are to claim this as samatha, there should have an anchoring point, the reference point, the benchmark. But in vipassana, even absence of the particular benchmark, even absence of that reference point, you can understand mindfulness is there without a suspension. So that is very adventurous, very abnormal. It is against a very kind of concentration. So you have to be acquainted with that because it's already there. It's a matter of your accepting it, familiarizing it, and don't put label it as samatha vipassana. And if you wish to take the term samatha, there should have sammuti or conventional object. If it is not there and you are sure still the concentration is there or still the mindfulness is there, it is possible. But that is not come under the samatha concentration. It's called vipassana concentration. And it is danger, it is risky to call it samatha concentration or vipassana concentration. You can just say concentration. But if you are to say samatha, it's a very categorical and not necessary. So therefore, but later part of the part it limits how to get that established in anapanasati. No, but I'm telling you that you are asking is towards the end of the statement, end of the question, asking my help to re-establish your mindfulness in anapanasati.
Yes, I do.
But it is also not necessary that the mindfulness is there intact with or without anapanasati. With or without these sounds, cracky sounds and all the kind of thing. Mindfulness is very sporty. Mindfulness is very against the grain. It can live. But our rational mind, our deductive mind never accepts that mindfulness without object. But the Nibbana, Animitta Appanahita Sunyata, Animitta Samadhi, means there's a concentration without an object. The mindfulness which is backing this Animitta Samadhi is Animitta mindfulness, Animitta Sati. That our rational mind never accepted. So till that you are fighting, till that you are in frustration, till that you are in uncomfortability, that uncomfortability is what we call ignorance. That is your own ignorance. Because mindfulness has lived and living and will to live, will live without object as well as with object. But our ignorance prevents it because when and where the mindfulness is without object, your egotistic idea cannot anchor it. Your conceit cannot anchor. Your desire cannot anchor. Then you reject it because you always accept something which is facilitating and promoting your egotistic idea, egocentric idea, or conceit, or desire. Otherwise, it will be like a threatening, a threat. So that we little cautious. That is our beautiful ignorance. So there you have to go with open-minded. Don't worry about the egotistic idea, don't worry about the conceit or desire. Just see in a sporty way, mindfulness can live without object. And if you are excited over there, concentration will never come and set in. So if you feel comfortable with the mindfulness without object, then the concentration also can and reconfirm the same. Then you can understand mindfulness as well as the concentration without an object. That is not belongs to you. That is universal. So you can't entertain me, telling that I earn it, this is my concentration, this is my mindfulness. No. Your dissolve, your egotistic idea dissolve. It is merged into that, and this mindfulness without object cannot anchor any frustration, any tension. No defilement can come. Now, it has gone beyond the time and space. That is why our egotistic idea never try to recognize it. But it can't anchor its egotistic idea. Either you conceit. So it is so slowly you go there and come back, go there and come back. Ultimately, one day you have to understand that is your real goal. Now you're asking me to come back and how to get the recognition with the Anapana, that is utter foolishness. I am not accusing you, please, sorry. But I am saying that is the way it is always bringing it back to the defilement, bringing it back to the foolishness, bringing it back to the tension. It's asking an object. But you are already there. But imagine one day your values, likings and dislikings, you need to understand that mindfulness without object is my real home. This is an artificial. This is the, what you call, complication. And there only I find the tension, frustration, ego, conceit, you and me and not me. But the other part is there. So other part is, if I am to continue, not earn something. It is just mere recognition. Yeah, appreciation. It's the most radical thing on the earth for someone to take that decision. Then once you've taken the decision, it is not overnight. It's not by one shot. It has to do repetitively. Then you understand how much our mind is happy with the tension, how much our mind is happy with the frustration, how much our mind is happy with the ignorance. Otherwise, you can't live in this chaotic world. So Buddha is giving an option, alternative. It is, of course, through open-mindedness, through the choiceless awareness. And even if you have any fear or uncertainty or doubt, immediately you come back to your known the territory, so full of egotistic, full of conceit, full of tension, full of frustration, full of me and not me boundaries. So don't try, don't hurry, don't get be smart to come back and recognize the Anapanasati. It is not must. To understand, mindfulness can live without that object, and that is a kind of frictionless area. It's a comfort zone. So keep that as an object at the beginning, and later lead the life in a such a way, make that as your real home. Coming back is due to habits, due to its balance.
Venerable Bhante, during my sitting meditation, and once I have reached the infinite space, today I have had many thoughts which are problems, issues in my life, for which I am seeking a solution or answer. Whilst the thought itself may not be relevant to my practice, the fact that my mind is at peace and calm, I am able to investigate these issues to find the best outcome. I humbly request your advice and guidance on this matter.
So this is related to what I already mentioned, that we discussed yesterday also. So I will repeat what mentioned yesterday. When you go there, at the time you feel you are mindful, and mind is without an object, a vastness and calm and peace and everything is there. And uninvited gate crashes, thoughts are bombarded. Pains, sounds, primary object, everything can happen. So when that happens, any individual can take two options, either liking for the infinite and hating for the object. Some other people dislike for the infinite situation and feel like lost. feel like outcasted. And object appear like refuge. Object appear like something known. And then these two people, exactly the same phenomena, their likings and disliking can be completely contrast. Under such circumstances, when they are asking instruction, you can give three options. One thing is, whenever, as we discussed, if the jerking, eerie situation happen or any thought or pain happen, take this an object. As an object, just contemplate. I am thinking, 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 thinking. Or pain, pain, pain. Or uncertainty, fear, whatever may be. They are not lasting thing. Immediately mind come back, go back to the infinite situation. And with compare to that, if your mind is happy with the infinite situation, don't try to introduce again mindfulness and think only, introduce Anapanasati and try to think. When the Anapanasati available, only mindfulness is there. Therefore, it is my real duty to pull the mind from that infinite situation and re-establishing the Anapan. It's also not so, because mindfulness can be in both the places. The third aspect is, that means you are promoting the infinite situation and other objects are happening. You just take that rising object as object of meditation, and when that ceases to exist, again you go back to the infinite situation. And if you have a fear for that infinite and you are happy with these objects like thinking, pain, anapanasati, anything, they are, you will be happy whenever the distraction arises, but ultimately anything happening at that situation, it quickly ceases to exist, disappearing. And later what happens is, you understand you have to compromise whether have or have not, if both are the equal. Whether the infinite situation or object, they are the equal. In a sense, infinite situation is the canvas and thoughts, pain, anapanasati is the picture. So when you look at, either you can look at the picture or you can look at the canvas, but both of them are available in the same time. But if your mind is partial, if the mind is selective, if the mind is with the choice, tension. If you choicelessly aware, from right from the beginning to the end of your sitting, both of them are available. The infinite also in the side by side. And the object also side by side. Where do you start depending on your choice, depending on your premeditated ideas, your conditioning. Once you familiarize, you will understand canvas as well as the picture, both they are right from the beginning. Some people are very happy with the picture, they ignore the canvas. Some other people are right from the beginning, observe the canvas, they ignore the picture. So whoever it may be, whatever may be the starting point, the day you accept both of them as equal, then they cannot make trouble for you. Then their inflicting character disappears, their shackles become straightened. They are there. Main thing is not to worry. Don't complain. Yesterday also I forgot to mention, I will take the chance. Don't do this. And this is not applicable for beginners. The beginner's object must be there. You have to deal with the object. And once it comes up to a certain maturity, only this analysis is valid. This analysis is going to be released. Right from the beginning, you can't do. So therefore, yesterday's discussion as well as today's discussion may not understand the early part of our retreat, because now newcomers find it is difficult to understand what we are talking. So therefore, I have to make a remark. This is not this information we are discussing may not be relevant to the beginners, and of course, if they have the quick wit and they are with the adventurous or revolutionary understanding, they also can catch it. But therefore, this is applicable only for the people, those who have established mindfulness to a certain extent. Then all the three aspects are available. either be with the free, infinite situation, or deal with the object arising, or forget about both, uh, be equanimous to the both, let them to play, whether it is given solitude or freedom or infinite or space, going to be object, don't try to recognize them, let them play. Then the inflicting nature is disappearing. So all the three questions, now what is dealing at a dealt and yesterday question, are pointing to the same situation.
Bhante, would you kindly advise, when I do breathing meditation, the breath becomes shorter and subsides. I can stay in this space as long as I wish. However, the thoughts will come from time to time. Some of them are related to very, very old incidents. As I have heard from your question and answer sessions, of Anusaya Keles will come to the surface and disappear. 1. The question is, are we to acknowledge these thoughts that have arisen and passed away? In and on and off, there are no thoughts at all sometimes. 2. But sounds and pain still arise and pass away. How do we react to the pain and sound? Are we just to ignore or acknowledge them? Thero Saranai.
I'm repeating again the same question, I think, to the 12th day will appear. I'm never tired. Because each and every person considers the situation as me. It is not you, it is the situation. At like bank happens, at the time, bank I call as not have. Objects, thought, pain, sound, mindfulness, so on. Breath is I have. So it's a question between the have and have not. Consider both of them as equal, don't worry. Don't try to recognize I am the person with liking with have and hate with the have not, or I am the person with liking with the have not, have and hate the have not, this is the tension. So more and more familiarizing, more and more seasoning, more and more repetitive application, the end is don't make any discrimination, have and have not. Then no infliction. Whenever you make a discrimination, that is the origin of tension. That's the origin of frustration. That's the origin of ignorance. That's the origin of tanha. Consider both of them, disclaim them. Have is not mine, myself or mine, myself. Have not also not me, not mine, not myself. Then you are learning the art, disclaimer, disavow, that you are dissolving or disclaiming is the tension. Frustration. When you are reacting, when you are assuming, when you are acknowledging tension, acknowledging frustration. So we have so much of liking for the frustration and the tension. What can I do? Then question. Again and again the same question. Taking from the different viewpoint, but it's worthwhile because it is not the sex, it is not the sensuality. It's a meditation sphere. It is not related to the sense sphere. So therefore it is good. But over there, exactly the same thing. Just like the sensuous world, so it's like the sexual world. The liking and dislike. So just see two things are there. Have and have, not me and not me. And the day you become equipoised, equanimous to both, no one can stir you. No one can control you by remote control. Till then, everyone can disturb you, like a remote control. Everyone can stir you by have and have not. So when you have become equipoised to the have and have not, the Buddha mentioned, akuppame cheto. My mind is not agitated because I know whether you give have or have not, I am the equal. So my remote control is no batteries. They will press buttons here and there, but it's not working. So then life is very pale, boring, very monotonous, very, very sleep-like. There's no dramatic things, no much of entertainment, colors, parties, carnival. Wherever it happens, whether you are in your toilet or in the carnival, it's the same. The drama is the same. Why you are to go to the carnival and have these toilet facilities, and why should go to the toilet and have the carnival facilities? Let them play. Then if that is the case, and if that is the case that it is going to have and have not, if that is appearing in the advertisement, no one will come to the retreat. Everyone wanted to have a thrills and all the kind of, but when you come here, it's a thrilling and thrilling to say all the things are same. Whether it's a carnival or that I say, Kandakiliya or Vasikiliya, exactly the same. Kandakiliya Malay, Vasikiliya Malay, two types of Malay. Kandakiliya Kila Mala Pagara, Vasikiliya Mala Puja Gara, exactly the same. So don't talk in front of the Buddhists. They get really upset to say the Vasikiliya is equal and the Kandakiliya to be to the Vasikiliya and do Mala Pagarana and Kandakiliya to go and Mala Puja Garna. I hope you will not go crazy.
Bhante, in walking meditation, as you most of the time see the full circle of the steps and end of the walking path, of the steps, and when you come to the boundary, end of the walking path, how we should keep the mindfulness, please.
So I need some more information. What happened to mindfulness at the end when you are done? Then I can answer according to the question. How to keep the mindfulness is keeping the posture. But the more information means we are getting more close into the spirit.
Most of the time I could see the full circle of
No, I am asking at the end, how much you get distracted. Please give me some accounts. How do you perform at the end?
When I come to the end of that boundary level, I couldn't see the full circle, or I always get distracted with that boundary.
So what I like to know is, not seeing full circle or distracted never fulfill my requirement. What do you see? What is your experience? You are talking with negative terms. Then I can't analyze. What do you mean by distract? What do you mean by not seeing the full circle?
Couldn't see the full circle at the boundary.
No, you say you are not seeing. Instead, what you see? I am not asking what you are not seeing. I am asking.
I could see only just a step.
So give me information about what you experience, what you see. Then I can analyze it. You are hiding it. Your report or your statement never give. That is our way. Our way where we are talking bullshit, nonsense. We never hit the. We beat on the bush. This is our talk. This is our way. It is not personal. Anyone, you never give, when you sit and what you experience, you will come and say, I can't have mindfulness, I don't have concentration, I don't listen. I am asking what you have. So tell me, how do you feel when you are turning? You feel in the left leg and the right leg. That's it. So, only advice I can give with that background, when you go to the end about the turning, go prepare. Now my panoramic view disappears, and here and there experiences can happen. And left leg and right leg can happen. But a whole cycle like this disappears. Never mind. If you go prepared, that whatever you see, left leg and right leg will be fully secured, and don't expect much. That's it. That's okay. With it, post junction. When you are taking a highway or motorway or freeway, whenever you are going to take a junction, you can't maintain the same speed. Understand? But the main thing is not to make it an accident. When you are going to take a turn, definitely you have to reduce the speed. Not only that, you have to tell the other vehicle drivers, I am going to take a turn. Then there won't be any clash. So therefore, as if you are asking how to maintain the same speed when I am taking a turn. No. This is not a car race. But it's okay. So therefore you have to write when I am in the middle of the walking path, I can see the whole circle. At the turning, I can see the left leg and right leg. It is well and good. No problem. Go prepare, and then you know this all maximum it can happen. Not, of course, not the maximum. Once you go prepare, there may be a lot of other ways and means, but this is the way you appreciate your present experience, and then you are paving the way for the advancement of your meditation. So therefore, whenever you are writing any question, please give me your experience. Please give me your understanding at that moment. Otherwise, you are painting a picture on the sky without a canvas. The Buddha says you can't paint pictures on the sky without a canvas. So that is what I am telling. In writing reports, you have to learn a lot. You have to learn a lot. You have to do what you see rather than what you did not. What you did not is the ignorance, expectation. What you are telling, what you see is quite enough. But our mind, whatever the language you know, whatever linguist, whatever presentation you know, we are beating on bush. Never hit the target. So the moment you hit the target, nothing to talk. Nothing to communicate, not to ask questions, because that is the answer. So therefore, answer is not in the answer is already the question. If you know how to present your question, the presentation is very important. It appears very embarrassing. I have gone through it in Nissarana, adjusting people to ask the question or write an interview report. So they were happy. They think like they are, but they are going to put us in the second grade and going to teach ABC and writing how to write and write. No. There's a deep philosophy, short to the point, short and sweet, to the point. Don't beat him on bush. Got the point?
Has been a problem for me.
Disregarding this infinite space, I have been stuck in that place for about 6 months, and I understood what you two said now. And at Anapanasati, or even at Maitri Bhavana, I lose myself, and only my mind is in one place. Sometimes it's just floating. It's a very peaceful place, and I can be there for even 1 or 2 hours. So I don't know what else to do after that. And sometimes I find it difficult to get back. And when I get back, then I think I must do the Antya Bhavana. So what is the right way? I haven't been advised. This is my own perception as to what I should be doing.
No, if the infinite space is the Nibbana, what is your answer?
It's very painful. I
am giving condition. What is your answer? Now that is the Nibbana, that's the end of your meditation. Now you ask how to pull it back, how to put other muck into that, how to define that situation. So what I can say?
I didn't know that. I thought there is some more to achieve after that.
So that is you, that is ego, that is conceit, that is to have something. So whatever you earn, try to appreciate it. And 2 things I told yesterday. It is not an accident. It is by practice only you can do. Second thing is, you know that less defilement, without acclimatizing into that, Without reasoning into that, you are going to jump further, means you have doubt on the present situation. You are undermining the present situation. And you use the term stuck. If it is infinite, how can you be stuck?
I did not only, I heard you using the word infinite. That's why there's
space.
nothing in space.
Space, how can you stuck? It's stuck. Space and getting stuck is completely two different things.
Right. So there's no choice.
That's okay. That I can really understand. So that is the point where lack of ego point of view, the ego is how it is come as a suggestion. And to gain more is your conceit and the desire. And you fail to understand their perverted nature, and you have taken their side and undermining the already earned space, already earned lack of desire situation. This is how the perversion follows. They appear like a very friendly, appear like a lawyer, free opinion. And you find it is very lucrative, appear very beneficial. Appear like they are appearing for your furtherance, like that they are the very thing disturbing the already earned thing. So therefore, whenever it is happening, if you know the disclaimer, if you know how to disavow, then you are back into the same space and you'll be more and more familiarized. Imagine the day you are 24 hours in that space, how much you must foster it, how much you have to master it, how much you have to cultivate it. But instead our thinking mind, how much it is disturbing, how much projects, plans, progress, creativity, in terms of creativity, is disturbing. So therefore, one way we can say, easy to earn it, but appreciation is the matter. And it is wrong because it's not easy to earn also.
I've been practicing for years now.
Yeah.
So, but why can't I get back again? Sometimes I find it very difficult to come back to the normal, right? Lima said.
That may be possible, but if you're going to give, whether you are back or whether you are in the space, when the equipoise mind happens, that tension will disappear, that doubt will disappear, that fear will disappear, that now you have a kind of a fear, uncertainty, or doubt regarding this, that doubt itself is working negatively. Therefore, it is called fear of freedom. It is called fear of unknown, fear of novelty. So we are happy with known area. That's why you're going to pull it back. But when it is finished 2 hours, then it will come back. It is not necessary to have a river journey. When you are doing immature, then it's like a child in the deep sleep, difficult to wake. But after the sleep is finished, naturally get up. So that's the point where the doubts, that's the point where unpreparedness, that's the point where uncertainty is happening. So when and where progressing is mind is progressing, doubt come and disturb. And some worst thing is, this doubt is being recognized as inquiry mind. Then no one can save you. This is so perverted. It's so cheating. So how to do away, how to disavow, how to disclaim the doubt is what you call the wisdom. Well, you don't know that doubt is for your benefit or not. You don't know if the space is for your benefit or not. So under such circumstances, whatever the conscious decision you have taken, you answer well, you get committed. Whatever happening, not committed, not answered. But you committed means you are egotist, you are conceit, you are desire. So the Buddha says, we are born enlightened. We are born enlightened, but due to the desire for betterment, go further, and all the kind of thing, we try to make it more beautiful, more colorful, more attractive, ultimately lose your intrinsic nature. So therefore you have to be innocent. Don't try to be smart. Innocence means it's disavow. Anything happen, valid. Anything doing, different. That's the point with the Buddha is Sankhara Parama Dukkha. Anything you do willful, it is the intrinsic word meaning of suffering. Sankhara Parama Dukkha. Anything you did, ultimately end up in suffering. Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha, that is a very famous. So anything happen, never come under that category. It is beyond your control, so you are not worried, you are not committed. It's not willful, not conscious. And that is what a young child up to the age 6, they are not, you can't claim them as criminals. They do nothing. They are just waiting. They are just doing. After you pass 6 years, then you start. Then you start accumulating more. I don't know whether you're leading answer or I'm leading more you to confusion.
We clarified because I didn't know what is there. Am I looking? That's a question after that. What am I looking there? We have to stay.
So last time, just before coming here, I went to Japan, and there was a huge gathering of only Japanese people. A very elderly monk, Sunnatha, is very well connected to the Japanese people. So ultimately, he became the translator. The girl, Japanese girl, she can't translate because she is so well versed in Dhamma and Tripitaka. But when Sunnatha got the mic and went on it like anything. And then I took the chance. I told I came to Japan not to see your face, just to be Zen Buddhism. No one in Japan is practicing. And all get agitated. And one girl was so excited. She told, how can you say we are not practicing when we are the people who created it? Instead of me, when Sunnatha gave an answer, he was here for 1 week. Yes, we are not seeing you are practicing. That's it, he's telling. Shut up, you and me. He said nothing to translate, you have nothing to learn about that, but I gave the answer. And in the question she asked, Zen Master says, when you climb top of the mountain, still you have to go. It's a Kwan. In the Bhante, I am challenging you, give me the answer. And so answering Kwan is a foolishness. Kwan is a puzzle. Keep it as it is. But what I am going to tell you, after the climbing to the apex, appreciating and not fighting is the lesson. Just going is not there. Still, if you are expecting further to go there, you are not at peace. You have to understand how I am on the top and you have to appreciate it. Appreciate means what? Sumairi, just be, do nothing. That is the reinforcement of your knowledge. Without that climbing and while looking here and there, putting a pedestal and expecting a helicopter to come and kind of thing, you are not appreciating your surmounting. If you are not appreciating, what the hell? Even the whole world appreciated, you are in vacuum. You are in vacuum, so one can lead that you cannot appreciate it. One can lead the horse to water. But if the horse is not drinking, can you talk horse in the horse language? It's up to the horse. So leading to the water is one thing, and consuming the water is second thing. So today world, people learn, they know how to earn anything, but no one know how to entertain it. Still lacking, still going. So, they never happy. So the appreciation is called sampajanya. Sati has to go appreciation and reification and knowing that I have gone is equally important. Many people do not know. Whenever they become calm, they feel lonely. They feel cornered. So they are asking something. They don't know this is what the word meaning of solitude. They don't know this is what you call peace. They don't know that is called the achievement. Instead, if they are fighting again and again the same, the achievement won't do any kind of Content. It's a contagious disease. It's a very, very famous in the capitalism. Whatever the state you go, you will never happy. Further, fighting. So they have no chance to, no time to consume that they have earned. Not satiable. Not satiable. This is the mind. So you have to understand from the defilement, I have come to a fairly situation, lack of defilements, more spacious, more finite, infinite. Let the mind calm down and say, so mighty, just be, just doing nothing. But still I am saying it is not a beginner's question. So after you learn, still the suffering is suffering because you are unsatisfied. You are not happy. No medicine for that disease. And you go the ignorance.
I have a question. When doing Anapanasati Bhavana Bhakti, sloth and torpor comes and I feel sleepy, is it best to try and fight it in the seated position, or is it best to go and do a brisk walk, or try to do something to get rid of the sloth and torpor and then try to come back and continue?
You find in a relationship between sloth and torpor and anapana, that to say when anapana becomes subtle and sloth and torpor increasing, when anapana is close, sloth and torpor is not there kind of a relationship.
Sometimes not there at the beginning, maybe even before the patient has progressed much, maybe due to the lack of sleep.
That is, then you have to listen to the body knowledge and start when the mind is fresh. When the mind is sleepy, sitting meditation is not recommended. So, if the lack of sleepiness or any other kind of thing, that means you are not suitable for sitting. It is not related to the anapana. But whenever you seated in a proper place, proper time, and the body is fresh, there is a relationship between the anapana and the nivaranas. So therefore, once you have to understand the correlation of the relationship, then it can be answered. Therefore, sleepiness is due to your lack of preparedness, not well facilitated, then you have to answer in the common sense. It is not related to meditation. But in the meditation also that question is sometimes valid. When the anapana is progressing, there are some places the desire can happen, hatred can happen, sloth and torpor can happen, doubt can happen, and uncertainty can happen. That can be tackled by looking at the anapana history, the chronological order. So therefore, whenever you are raising the question, you have to tell at what junction, at what phase of anapana you met it. So I need the history up to that point, and then we both can analyze it. But right from the beginning, if sloth and torpor is there, you have not sitting the proper time. You have to give the facilities for sitting meditation. Sitting meditation is more inclined into the concentration and sloth and torpor. Walking meditation is more to the energy and the more energy, lack of sloth and torpor. So you have to adjust your posture if it is something related to the breaking rest kind of situation. So if there are no questions, we can go for, like yesterday, a little bit more walking meditation.
Back to one of my earlier questions. During the walking meditation, when I'm seeing the cessation, the mind has been seeing that and seeing that now for a long time. And reach back the Pavana.
So that means even if you have seen the cessation, it does not accept it with the equipoid mind, it has a kind of a boredom. It's a kind of a monotony. So therefore, even the truth is going to reveal, your mind is not ready to accept it. That means you are not ready to see it more in a vivid way, see it in a very immediate way. Instead, felt like a boring and negating, not encouraging kind of thing. So that is because you can tackle it in two ways. One thing is, if it is happening towards the end of your walking session, by that time you are a little exhausted, then you easily give up. And the second thing is, if you go unprepared, easily you will get defeated. So you have to do walking meditation in such a way, as soon as you go to the walking meditation, if you can see it, then your mind is full of vigor and energy, then you have to see it more closely. And the distance between the object of meditation and the observing mind must become closer and closer. More it comes closer, it's analytical power and it's creative power. No, the energy increases. More and more come closer, like a magnetic field. Then you don't see the sensation of left leg and the right leg. Each and every thought moment, there are bits and pieces. Each and every bit and piece has its own cessation. So that means cessation becomes a flux, very dynamic. And the other thing is, instead of boredom, we can go prepared. This is the third stage in the meditation. First you see the left and the right. Second you see the beginning of the left and the right. Third one is you see the beginning, the middle and the end of the uh, object or the left and the right. And at that time you see the totality of the phenomena. So therefore, if you go prepared, then the defilement is to make you bored, make you monotonous, and get up and go. But therefore the Buddha says, if you change the posture, you miss the chance to understand the truth of suffering. Don't change the posture. Be in the same posture, go prepared, and try to peep into immediate and more close observation. Then you can see the flux. And then it's a kind of a breaking through.
But this flux you refer to, I see it in my Anapana.
So that is why this has not gone up to the flux level. Once you go there, Anapana and this are the same.
I don't see it in the walking, but I definitely see
So
it.
it's a beneficial thing. It's a positive mark. You have to understand it's not fully boiled, half boiled. So you have to go further. Going further means immediate observation and vivid and very diligent observation. More and more come closer, the mind cannot be lethargic. It is so energetic. It is being induction power going to happen. And that happened with two ways. One thing is close observation. Second thing is be prepared. Going prepared, it go against the soft and top. And once you understand it, then within the four postures, you don't find any difference. Whether you sit, whether you walk, whether you stand still, or whether you sleep, everywhere the flux is happening. Everywhere the life continuum or life, this thing is it's like a welding flame, burning, or like electric arc. Everything is working. You can't see differences till that only you feel four cardinal postures and posture junctions. And you see this flux, if we are there, and that flux don't recognize as male, female. That flux has no beginning, the middle, and end. That flux has no depth. It is a eternity. It's a changing, but the changing nature is not changing. The impermanent notion is permanent everywhere. And even non-meditators are there, they don't recognize it. They find it as a fearful thing. So they just come back to the normal convention, but it is not through meditation, but understanding and appreciation is through your right view. It's very important. That's very important to make a real change.
May I please ask one more question? May I please ask one more question?
Anything, we have 30 minutes more.
On my previous
I have to talk to the mic.
Hold it.
on my previous retreat, by the end of the retreat, obviously you're at a very peaceful place in your mind from when you got here. I'm trying to find the tools or use these tools when I'm back in my home life, back in my day-to-day life, how to keep using this stillness. And for a while it stays, although I try to endeavor to keep my meditation practice, the world pulls me back in and then I kind of forget everything and my habits start to come again. Can you give some?
Does that disturb your potential to go back? That situation also disturb? No. No. You have the potential. You can temporarily smear. And then you are back in the day-to-day life and hatching and all that. But you can see your potential to go back to situation. Once you have seen that situation, that seeing is a beneficial thing or not beneficial thing to go back to the peace.
Very beneficial, but then I don't want.
Otherwise, no one thinks that potential is there.
I want to be there, but then I
know.
No,
I am talking about once you have been, and again it will be erased. Now you're back to the common sense. And now you know, even if you try again, you can go to it. Potential is there. That potential is being reinforced because you have seen once. All the other beings, they don't know. They have the potential, they don't know, so they behave like beasts. They recognize and they are always underestimating. They are disappointed. They think, I can't help that, I can't go to the beach. Some people are go there and happy, I can't. But they have never tested. Person who has at least gone once, they know. Potential is there for the moment, surroundings are not there. So therefore you have to always understand the human, becoming a human means the birthright is you have the potential equally. Those who have tested in the proper path and hit the target at least once, they know. They can't erase it, even by killing. Buddha says, even by killing, Satuppada happen again, you know, due to the surroundings I am a little bit upset. But it's very superficial. Internal peace is there. So therefore, that very understanding, if you happen at least once in this life, the Buddha says, even at the deathbed, it will take care. And you put it to the comfort place, and later you will understand, how come that? I was very upset in the death. I go to the proper place because of your once recognizing. So therefore, you have to, I can accuse you, even once shown, you have led the life completely distracted. Understand? You never facilitated it. You have done the complete opposite. So therefore it appears like completely gone away now. But by argument, by inferential knowledge, you can say the potential is there. So if you are not ready to think about your number of words you are talking, speech you are doing, and the way of life, you are the bloody fool to be killed. The Buddha says once you go there, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, do it in such a way to facilitate that peaceful state and understand it is lasting thing to adjust yourself, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, the physical world, Samma Ajiva, your way of living. And if you are not ready to adjust them, The already earned situation is desperately waiting. So it's utterly, you are more punishable than before meditation now.
That's how I feel.
I will do it. I'll kill you. Once you've given it, you have to live up to that. That is why the whole dispensation. The whole dispensation is not to give first, just to give the glimpse. That's a different issue. Once you got the glimpse, if you do not know how to live up to that, you are a criminal.
But then it's like you have to go conventional life. You have to go against the grain.
You have to sacrifice. You know what you are sacrificing because you have seen once. Not like other unseen people. Once you person who see and you knows it is a fixing material, it's a kind of a comfort zone. And again, still you go to your duties, that bloody duties. Then we come onto this earth, have you got any duty list? It is what you call ego. That's what you call conceit. That's what you call everlasting desire. So you know, still it is there, potential is there. The joke is like this. One person thought that bees are very industrious. From morning to the evening they are working. Whatever they make, people come and rob. Honey. And he has gone and asked the bee, hey darling, you are so busy, very enthusiastic, but definitely you know, whatever you earn, people come and rob. People, the bee has mentioned, people can rob honey. They can't rob the way I am doing. It's only for bees. So ask them to rob my product, but they can't rob my method. Method is with me. So people can rob your peace of mind, but you know you have the potential. So if you do not know how to adjust the Dhamma Vaca, Dhamma Kamma, the Dhamma Ajiva, no use. And those who have not seen, we can't ask even Dhamma Vaca, Dhamma Kamma, because they have no way. They don't know why it is doing. But once you see, that is called Vidya Adadati Vinaya. If you have understood I am a person, I have that potential. Now you have to restrain. More you restrain, so much so there. And you people claim you are dutiful and beautiful. I say you are dutiful and ugly. You are take the duties as an escapism and to boost your ego, to boost your conceit, and boost your desire. No one is compassionate. No one is sympathizing you. You are so becoming so industrious in order to boost up your ego, conceit. And Buddha says, Uchinda Siniyamattano Sukampara become a partner. Cut off your desire for yourself. Then everything is there. Keeping that, this is different, this is poison. So therefore, meditators are more, it is like open wound. When the wound is open for dressing, it's very painful. Even the water, even the wind is irritated. So like a meditator is an open wound, so agitated. Because it knows human life is not only for this sensuous work, it has something special. And once you have seen, it is very activated. And imagine if there is no sasana, then where are we? Having sasana, still you are not restraining, someone has to back you. This is not foolishness, utter foolishness. So mind your own business. Be mindful and mind your own business. People accumulate so much of duties and they say, I have this and that. Whether you perform duty or not, you are going to die. At the deathbed, what ultimately remains is that your self-beneficial thing you have done. It's only limited to restraint. Not to performance, but to restraint. That is the teaching of the Buddha. So people call this as nihilistic and negative and selfish and kind of thing. But this is the only available path. So therefore, give an example to the world. Live as the Buddha mentioned. three restraints: physical, verbal, and mental. You get encouraged or discouraged? If you are discouraged, you will commit suicide. Very easy. It's very easy. There's so much of commitment in the world. Nonsense. Nonsense. Because I am a monk. I have jumped into the other side, not the enlightenment, but to completely negate the social order. I don't care what the society is telling. I don't care about the social norms, because when I go to the forest, monkeys don't have any regulations. They live as they like. So I also like a monk and monkeys, almost the same in the forest. Okay? There are no questions. We'll take, it should be the end of the question and answer session. We'll get about 20 minutes more for the walking meditation, and we'll be meeting here in 4:30. Thank you very much for the participation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.